by Tomi Ungerer. There was once a hat. A tall black top hat, shiny as satin and belted with a magenta silk sash. It lived happily on a rich man's head. One day, speeding along in an open carriage, the hat blew off.
"Never mind that hat, caro mio," said the rich man's fiancée. "We are already late."
The wind blew, the hat flew hither and thither, in loops and hoops, and landed at last on the bald head of Benito Badalio, a penniless veteran.
"Don't shoot! I surrender!" shouted the bewildered old soldier.
When he realized what had happened, he sat down on a bench to examine the hat. To his surprise, the hat popped out of his hands, somersaulted, and performed a little dance.
"Thunder of Sebastopol," he cried. "That hat is alive! Come back, you crazy hat!"
Lo and behold, the hat followed his command and settled back on his shiny head. Just then Badalio saw a wealthy tourist happily rambling down the street. Suddenly a huge flower pot came tumbling down from a balcony above. The hat went off in a flash and caught the plant in midair.
"Well done, worthy old dragoon," said the foreigner. "You saved my life, now hold out your hat and close your eyes."
And the foreigner filled the hat with banknotes and other valuables. Badalio was overwhelmed. That same day posters appeared all over town. Esmeralda had escaped. Esmeralda was a tiny, purple puff bird, the only one in captivity.
1,000 millicentos for the man who brings her back, cried the director of the National Zoo.
A huge crowd gathered at the pedestal of Athena Aviatrix. There was Esmeralda on top of the statue, out of reach.
"Fetch!" ordered Benito.
The hat obeyed. It sailed off and swept up the bird and returned to Benito. The crowd cheered the miraculous performance. The zoo director could not believe his eyes when Badalio uncovered his catch. With his rewards, Benito Badalio bought clothing to match his hat. He had his peg leg fitted with a silver wheel. He looked the perfect gentleman. One afternoon, as he was strolling and rolling about the countryside, he was startled by the sound of gunfire.
"Sulfurino smoke! What is happening?" he cried. "I smell gunpowder."
The old soldier revived in Benito Badalio and he rushed to the scene of action. Soldiers and policemen were lined along the road. A battery aimed at a little farmhouse was on the ready. Badalio recognized one of the officers.
"Capitano Malamort," he cried. "What is this all about?" "We have trapped a band of cutthroats in their lair," replied the captain. "They refuse to surrender. Our cannon will soon blow their brains to reason. Don't shoot yet, put me in charge and you shall capture them alive." "Hat, hat," ordered Badalio. "To the chimney, quick."
The hat took off and settled on top of the flue. Soon a white flag appeared. In clouds of smoke the brigands staggered out. One by one, coughing and choking. The next morning, as he was reading in the paper about his latest exploits, Badalio noticed a dashing cadet entertaining a young mother with fresh gossip. Meanwhile, he was shaking the ashes of his fat cigar into the baby carriage.
The pram went up in flames. Terrified by the blaze, the mother let go of the carriage. Down it went, down the endless steps of the Messalina Prospect.
Benito Badalio saw it all.
1,000 Potemkins, he exclaimed. "Hat, hat! Get water and put that fire out."
No sooner said than done, for there was a fountain nearby. Rolling down the balustrade, Our hero caught and stopped the doomed carriage as water from the hat poured in. Mr. Badalio was just catching his breath when a horse, stung by a hornet, came running amok. Many people had already been hurt. The panic was total. The bolting horse was harnessed to a tilbury, driven by the Contessa Aspidistra, a sister-in-law of the Archduke. The Contessa was howling with fright. Without waiting for orders, the hat leapt straight for the nag's head. It was just big enough to cover the horse's eyes. The horse was blinded and stopped in front of Badalio, who caught the fainting Contessa in his arms. She soon regained her senses.
"Who are you, valiant savior?" "Benito Badalio, at your service, noble lady," he said.
"I must thank you for your gallant rescue. Please get me back to the Archduke's castle. I want him to meet you."
"What a lovely lady," Benito thought as he rolled along.
The Archduke was most pleased to meet the hero all the papers were raving about. Badalio was decorated on the spot, and he was named Minister of National Emergencies. The next day Badalio sent the Contessa some roses.
She was thrilled and charmed. He was in love, she fell in love.
Soon a splendid wedding took place.
Badalio and his bride danced in a rapture all evening. At midnight they left, singing in the moonlight for a honeymoon in Sardinia.
They were speeding along in an open CA. His hat blew off. "Never mind the hat, caro mio," said the Contessa. "I should like to get there by sunrise." The wind blew, the hat flew, hither and thither. Heaven only knows where. The end.